All right, guys, welcome back. It is the second episode of Orbital. Today we're going to do a little bit about Jimmy Butler trades, Eric Gordon rumors, as well as preseason and kind of what our prediction is for the record going into next season. And then we'll also touch on the Memphis Grizzlies game on Tuesday. All of that. Let's get into it. First off, I'm going to open up to you guys. Jimmy Butler rumors. What do you guys think about? Is it gaining any traction of him coming to the Rockets? What do you guys think? Go for it.
Well, first thing I just want to say real quick is we all know Daryl Morey and what he says, what his philosophy is just getting the best players possible. You get them on the best team, get the most all-stars you can, and let the rest do the talking for him. So as long as we get them on the team, pretty much do whatever it takes. Eric Gordon's been the one on the chop block. I think that's what's going to have to happen. Obviously a first-round pick too. But, yeah, what are you thinking, Ayers?
Well,
We're definitely going to try to get him.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's always a good thing when you have an aggressive GM, and you have a GM that wants to win at all times, and that will do anything, and will look at any player that comes out and wants a trade or any player that's on the market. So it's really nice to have a GM that wants to compete with the Warriors, because there's a lot of teams out there that don't want to do that. They want to stockpile their talent, their young talent, and maybe look for a trade or somewhere, but no. Daryl Morey is an aggressive GM, and you have to like that as a Rockets fan because, as fans, you want to win now. You want your team to win now. So I think people need to kind of appreciate what we really have in Daryl Morey. And so that's something that I really appreciate because I know any type of player he's going to look at them no matter what. It could be anyone, regardless.
You think
of how
he fits
they
well?
I think he can. I think there would be another defensive addition that could really help us. I mean, this is a guy that's really good on both ends of the floor. You could put him at the small forward position. And so I think a starting lineup would be Chris Paul, James Harden, Jimmy Butler, PJ Tucker, and then Clint Capella. So that's a good lineup. And you got Melo maybe coming off the bench. Because we all know Melo's going to come off the bench now. That's been rumored. Mike D'Antoni's come out and said that. So this could be a really good acquisition for the Rockets.
Yeah.
But I am afraid of losing Eric Gordon, though. I mean, just because Eric Gordon's such a spark.
You mentioned PJ Tucker in the starting lineup. Do you think we would have to give him up for Jimmy Butler? Probably being you don't think so?
That's what the Rockets aren't going to give up PJ Tucker in a Jimmy Butler trade. No, they would have to find a third team, maybe a team like Sacramento or something like that. So Sacramento could give Minnesota some of that kind of veteran talent, because I know that's what they're looking for. That's what Tom Thibodeau wants. He wants someone he wants some really good veterans and some draft picks. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, though, regardless, if you said about Melo coming off the bench now because PJ Tucker's starting, I think regardless, they're probably both going to finish out games, even if it's Eric Gordon or Jimmy Butler. But, we play all four of them. If it's Eric Gordon and Melo with Capella, that's going to be how I think we'll probably close out every game, unless we're going to need PJ Tucker to guard somebody or some sort of hustle aspect. But what I wanted to say regarding the Jimmy Butler trade, I definitely think Eric Gordon is going to have to be the major piece involved for future first-round pick if we can get that to happen. I know Minnesota is kind of talking that down, but Jimmy Butler, I do think he actually fits pretty well with the Rockets, because he can play off ball. He's played off ball a lot of his career, but he's always been on a team where someone else has kind of dominated the ball too, whether that's Derrick Rose or Jeff Teague. But so he can work off the ball pretty well, I think. In our system, shoot 3 and D. Fulfills that role perfect. Also adds that grit and grind we need. So I think it's actually a great piece to add. You get him on the team. I know he's already good friends, with James Harden. So I think it'd be a good fit.
Yeah, I think also kind of you think of it kind of from a Trevor Ariza standpoint, where 3 and D you get that, but you also get the one thing that Trevor Ariza didn't offer, and that was shot creating, right? And I think it was Stephen A. Smith earlier this week kind of brought up the fact that Jimmy Butler didn't come to the league as a superstar, didn't come to the league being here, we're going to give you the ball no matter what. Yeah, absolutely. He was bottom of the first round, and he came up mostly as a defensive guy, right? But he's bloomed into this superstar, and I think that's an important note that maybe he can go back to that where he doesn't need the ball as much. But we said it last year with Chris Paul and James Harden. all of, like, there's not enough basketballs, all of that. But essentially, if you got a guy, and they both sacrificed last year, right? And I think Butler is one of those guys that does anything to win, and I don't see an issue with him not sacrificing for that.
One of those picks that is later in the draft that people tend to not think about or having a huge impact is someone like Jimmy Butler, really working and grinding for getting as good as he got right now in the league, being an all-star, no matter what conference he's in.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think if you have Chris Paul on there, and that already added a bunch of defensive toughness to the team last year, and then you also add PJ Tucker, his personality. You add Jimmy Butler. Honestly, everyone kind of gripes on Harden for not being
championship mentality.
It is. It's a defensive-minded championship mentality, and you think about Harden. Harden's biggest gripe, everyone was like, he's not an aggressive leader. But you see him with Chris Paul and PJ Tucker. I feel like he grows more when he's got other guys who are also pushing, right? And then maybe he's
like
not.
Chris Paul too is perfect.
Yeah, and then you add a third guy like Jimmy Butler in there, like they're gonna get stuff done, and practices are not gonna be like easy. And I don't know if you guys were seeing what Kelly Iko was saying earlier this week about kind of like what he saw in practices with the Rockets. But there were a lot of moments where like teammates were kind of tired and not wanting to do stuff, but you saw James Harden going over and bringing him back onto the court and not letting that be like acceptable. And I think that's rubbed off on him, and he's a better leader because of those two guys. You add a third one in, again, you're only just going to get better.
And that's been always a question with James Harden, just the kind of leader he is. But I think because when he first got here, I mean, how old was he? I mean, he was like, what, 20? Was he 23?
Like 3 seasons, OKC.
Yeah,
yeah
23,
so
24.
He was like 23 or something when he came to Houston. So, I mean, he was still a really, really young guy. So it's kind of nice to see that that growth and that maturity as he's getting older. Because he's like, I think 29 now, James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we all know James Harden isn't. I mean, James Harden's going to last a long time in this league too. I mean, he has that kind of game where it's not really built off athleticism. So he's sort of more like a finesse player. He's extremely high IQ, one of the highest IQs in the league. So it's just good to see that leadership finally, because that's what I've been looking for. Because we all know sometimes he likes to disappear in the playoffs a lot. And I don't know why that's like a consistent thing. I don't know why. Hey, he's done it. He's done it before. He did it in 2015. You remember that? Thank God we had Josh.
Yeah, not last season though. I mean,
but people were saying last year that he disappeared in Game 7 and Game 6, and I don't agree with that at all.
Just with the 27 missed threes.
But that's not all him. Like, I don't think he disappeared.
No, but I mean, but I think he should have been more of a leader in that situation.
Sure.
There too.
Okay, I can agree with that.
And I think we're going to get a lot better of a leader in James Harden this year, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I hope to God Chris Paul stays healthy.
Yeah.
Because we need his leadership as well, especially with Melo on the team, because I know Chris Paul will keep Melo in check. But it's also good to see guys like Gerald Green. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the interview at Media Day with Gerald Green saying, like, hey, we know our leader. 3 and 13. We know our leaders.
Yeah.
Everyone else falls in line, but if you don't fall in line, I'm going to make sure you get in line. So,
yeah, if you're not a lineout, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Gerald Green's also an older guy. He's been in the league.
Chandler Parsons, take notes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. exactly. But yeah, you know, I hope. I hope there's a way we can get Jimmy Butler. I think that would be great. It does suck to lose Eric Gordon potentially, because I know he's probably the centerpiece in any deal, and we probably have to give up a young player. What do you guys think that would be? Because we probably have to give up a young player. I don't know. Would that be Joe Cheap potentially?
No, I don't think.
I don't think Tibbs would be interested in Joe Cheap. I think he probably might be interested in like a Brandon Knight or something. Like move him again.
Tibbs would be interested in Joe Cheap. I think he probably might be interested in like a Brandon Knight or something. Like move him again. Move him again or something.
Contract, though. It's a big contract.
Yeah, but you know, I feel like the Wolves are stupid enough to take on that many contracts. You know what I mean? Like Eric Gordon's double digit, Brandon Knight's double digit. Towns has got that big extension.
Bulls on our team. I know he'll take some of those.
Yeah, we don't. I don't know if we have any ex-Bulls.
We don't have Ronnie Brewer anymore.
No Ronnie.
Brewer anymore.
Don't have any Ronnie Brewer. No Brad Miller anymore.
No Brad Miller.
No Brad Miller. Sucks,
right.
man. Anyway, okay, moving on.
So let's run the possibility of us not getting Jimmy Butler, keeping Eric Gordon. How's that shit?
Right, yeah. So we just talked about that. Let's run the possibility that we don't get Jimmy Butler. We keep Eric Gordon. There's also been some rumors that he's going to be in the starting lineup going forward. What do you guys think about that?
I think you want to start with that, Rourke? You got it.
Sure. Yeah. So, I mean, Mike D'Antoni came out, sources are reporting that Mike D'Antoni was stating that he's taking serious considerations in Eric Gordon starting and bringing Carmelo Anthony off the bench, that bench role aspect, maybe allowing the bench players to focus more on him when he comes in the game with that second unit. But I do think the main reason behind that, Mike D'Antoni stated, is that he wants to play Melo with James Ennis as much as possible. But Carmelo Anthony can bring that offense into that second unit, bring that firepower that we need coming off the bench. But like I said earlier, I do think regardless of where he starts, when he comes in the game, first off, when the game ends, Melo's going to be in the game. And so when it's on the line, when it's getting real, Melo's going to be in there, regardless if that's at the 4, at the 3, with Eric Gordon, without Eric Gordon. So Melo's going to be a centerpiece for sure when the game gets tight. So how it starts, I don't think it matters too much, but he's going to play a big piece. Come in like the final 2 minutes, we'll play all 4 of them for sure. Yeah.
You know what I think is really underrated about Eric Gordon, and people don't talk about it enough, is actually he has very good defense. He's got a really long.
He led the league in real plus minus.
Yeah, exactly.
Last season.
He actually is a very, very good defender. I remember one time I was watching out. It was I believe it was his first year, so it was in 2016 with the Rockets. I just remember he was guarding Westbrook so well. I just remember that, and then he's a really good perimeter defender. So I really think his defense is severely underrated. So I don't think there's any kind of defensive dip if he's in the lineup. But this also gives you a lot of firepower too. This is another shot creator that you're putting in the offense in the starting 5. So I don't think it can hurt at all. Bringing Melo off the bench, I think what Melo needs a little bit is to sort of watch the pace of the game. I think this will really help with this transition to the team too. He needs to watch a little bit of the pace, and then gets in the game. I think that'll be really good for him. I think he's gonna get like 35 minutes off the bench, maybe 32. I don't know. He's gonna get a lot of minutes.
Damn.
So I don't think Melo is worried.
That's a lot of minutes.
I know.
Maybe like 20, 24. I'd say.
I see him playing
27, 25, 27.
I don't know. I'm a big Melo fan. So
Yeah.
Harden's not even playing. Harden's not even playing 35.
I don't know. Yeah, Harden's playing 35. Yeah, he is. Well, probably not anymore now that we have more guys, but I hope he doesn't. But nonetheless, Melo's going to be a big part of this team, and so I'm excited to see what he does off the bench. And hey, sometimes he'll be in the starting lineup. I don't think bench role is going to be a death sentence for him. So
I got a quick question. Between Melo and Gordon, who plays more minutes? Who averages more?
Gordon plays
more. Melo, I feel like Gordon does both. Gordon probably plays more if he is in the starting lineup. Definitely plays more, and then he also requires less rest. So you take like the whole season, I think he'll average more minutes at the end of it, and then also I think he'll score more just because he's kind of fitted better to the Rockets system, right? He is more of a 3-point shooter, driver. Like he doesn't operate as much in the mid range as much as Melo does, like high elbow stuff. So I think he'll be able to be more effective too. And maybe at least to start out with, for sure, Gordon on both. Maybe I would like if Melo averaged more points than him. Gordon averaged like 20 last year, so like I would love if Melo averaged more.
Definitely. I want to point something out real quick. This is kind of because I've seen this, and I've been talking about the Rockets actually wanting to trade for Jimmy Butler for a while. I've been saying this since the summer. It would be a good move. Just when I saw DeMarcus Cousins go sign with the Warriors, I'm like, Daryl Morey, what are you gonna do? What's your next move here? And we got Melo, yeah, but I think we do need another star for sure to compete with the Warriors. And I've been saying Jimmy Butler for a long time. And the reason I say that is there's a guy on Clutch Fans. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Clutch Fans at all, but it's a big time.
I'm a Clutch fan.
Yeah, Clutch Fan. Yeah, no, it's a website that's been around since like 2009. And there is a guy who is very anonymous. His name is CyberX. And he reported that the Rockets are interested in trading for Jimmy Butler. I would say it was like in, I would say June maybe. I think this is what he said. Yeah, it was in June or something like that. So this guy actually has a lot of I think he predicted the he's trying to think of what some of the sources he's predicted. But he actually has like a lot of inside sources, so this is interesting. So, and then you see, I mean, the Rockets are trying to get Jimmy Butler right now, so this is a guy that's actually a really reliable kind of guy. So just pointing that out if you guys want to get any reliable sources. This is the guy CyberX. So, and then also Kelly Iko. He's been really good too.
I like me some Kelly Iko.
So there's a lot of good sources out there. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
Anyways,
cool.
Look him up, dude. I'm telling you, he's. I think Daryl Morey actually knows about him too. So he has some kind of sources inside with the Rockets, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think. Well,
kind of like I just want to say one more thing about kind of trading for Jimmy Butler. If Gordon is involved in that, like Nick Young is still on the market. Like he has still not been signed to a team yet, and I think that's pretty important.
Gives the Rockets
Zach,
a little.
Don't
even worry. Like you'll get this one, Rourke. But
but like even if you lose the former sixth man, great guy off the bench, and Eric Gordon, and get that, you still have like some backup on the free agent market that's not really gaining a lot of traction right now.
Yeah, well, here's the thing about Nick Young. He's a good three-point shooter, not really a defensive guy. So I would like to see some more 3-and-D guys.
But but he does have like the body for it at least, right? He's lengthy. He's at least 3-4 inches taller than Gordon.
He fits the system actually perfect. Like imagine Gerald Green except better. Like I love Gerald Green, but Nick Young, we're talking about 3-point champion, almost made it to the top 3 2 years ago. Actually lost to Eric Gordon. But yeah, it's striking me.
You think Nick Young is better than Gerald Green?
Yeah. I mean, we can sign him for a vet minimum. I mean, Gerald Green's obviously from Houston, fit with the Rockets well, but he's talking about their style of play. Gerald Green's a little more athletic. Nick Young.
A little more?
Oh my God. I mean, maybe 5 years ago, a lot more, but right now, I mean, Gerald Green. I mean, you don't think Nick Young can't throw it down? Are you kidding me?
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. It takes me a couple times to dunk with Gerald Green in 2K. Just saying. He's not an automatic dunker in 2K like he used to be. That's all I'm saying.
But I mean, someone like Nick Young. Yeah, I was actually on the free agency market. There's a few players like that. We could just get them right at the veterans minimum salary. It's just weird with our contract extensions without going over the cap level right now. But yeah, Jimmy Butler's definitely the main consideration for us right now. Trying to see what we can get before the season starts. But
it's crazy. It's crazy because we're the legit front runners right now for him. We're pushing hard.
I thought Miami was.
Miami.
He wants to go to Miami. He wants to go to Miami.
That's just because
he hasn't been to Houston yet.
The issue with Miami is that they tend to overvalue their players a little too much. They do. That's what the Heat organization does. They overvalue their players. I think that's what I forget who said that. It was one of the I don't know if it was Woj or whatever, but that was like the main issue. But also, I don't know. Minnesota's asking a lot right now, so that'll probably decrease. But I think a deal gets done in the next couple days. That's what I'm predicting.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going into preseason. Right?
By the end of definitely.
He wanted to get traded before media day, which was this past Monday. So it's almost a week after.
I think we're going to see Jimmy Butler and some new threads in a couple days, honestly. So,
I think it might be
like an Eric Bledsoe kind of thing, right? Like maybe a couple of games into the season, then he's gone. You know, like it doesn't have to be right away.
Who wants to be in Minnesota though during the winter?
Nobody wants to be in Minnesota.
And I mean, also if you're Minnesota, you're looking to deal them probably as quick as you can because you want to get those new pieces. You want to integrate them as much as you can. Minnesota, a team that just snuck into the playoffs last year, kind of almost looked like they might have fell off it. They want to try to get back there this year. They've still got 2 huge pieces. And looked like Derrick Rose in his first preseason games turning back the clock a little bit in that Thibodeau system. So
it's nice to see. It's really good to see.
They're not trying. I don't think they're going to be trying to hold him out too much, especially with that kind of locker room feud. You know, Jimmy Butler. Seems like, I'm not saying Jimmy Butler personally has problems with him, but just the reports that be saying is that him and Andrew Wiggins, he doesn't respect Andrew Wiggins, plays hard enough. He thinks Andrew Wiggins is more about just for the money and just playing for the money. And the same thing with Cat's more just concerned with his stat line and not really concerned with trying to get the win and trying to progress as a team to get to that next level that Jimmy Butler wants to be at in the stage of his career on a team. So it's a team like Houston, championship mentality, we're right there going for it. We just beat him. He actually loves Houston too. Comes here. So I do think it would be a great fit.
Well,
And
he's from
it's gonna be
Tomball. He's from Tomball, so
Yeah.
yeah. I was saying.
he's a Tomball boy.
Yeah. All right.
but
So
yeah,
real quick.
Real quick, let's do this. We'll just go 1, 2, 3. What are your predictions record-wise for the Rockets?
Rourke, you want to start?
Yeah. I'll start. I do think that the Rockets. I put them at 62 wins. Some people might say it's a little high. I bet you Vegas is opening up a little lower than that. But 62 wins. It's still 3 less than last season. Last season we had 65. I do think our talent's actually better. We're talking about 65 wins. First year with Chris Paul on the team. First year with a new point guard on the team. Bringing it together. Now they've got a whole year in chemistry. Now we got PJ Tucker already starting. He came off the bench last season. We fit him in halfway through, whatever, or a little earlier than halfway through. But now we know the system. We know what we're doing here. Everyone's coming back. We know the game plan. If we're not first or second in the West, it's considered a failure. People are talking there's no way the Lakers are going to beat us out for second seed. It's only the Warriors that are going to contend with us for the first seed. So I'd say a 60 wins is probably what Mike D'Antoni's telling the boys is the minimum. Is the minimum. That's what we're coming for. So 20 losses, I put us at 62 and 20. It could be a little less than that. It could be we could be a little worse than that, just depending on depth and how injuries and how the season plays out. But as a point from a talent level, we're definitely still a 60-win team, even in how hard the West is right now. Definitely.
Yeah, Rourke, I'm gonna completely agree with you right there. I think it'll go for 60, somewhere around there. You add all this talent. I think we got better. Some people argue we got worse, but I think we got better. For sure.
Without a doubt, we got better.
Yeah, we definitely got better. Added some nice pieces. So yeah, I mean, and plus the Rockets. Here's the thing about the Rockets: they know we need to be aggressive during the regular season. The Warriors tend to keep the pedal off a little bit. They keep their foot off the pedal a little bit until they get to the playoffs, and so I think Houston needs to take advantage of that because having that first seed is really important. We need home court advantage the whole time. We do. So I think Houston's going to be super aggressive, and I think we have great team chemistry as well. We're doing a lot of stuff for team chemistry. So I think this team is going to be better than last year's. We have everyone healthy, so that's going to be good. But I think Houston's going to be super aggressive. And so we'll see if we get Jimmy Butler. We'll see that in the next couple of days. He'd be a very, very nice addition just to have some more star power to kind of match the talent level that the Warriors have. But sometimes it's not necessarily about talent. It's about matchups a lot of the time. So if we can create a lot of mismatches for the Warriors, that would be very nice. So I mean, if you're not chasing the Warriors, who are you chasing? So,
yeah. Somewhere around 60 wins. I'm with you on that. 62. It's only 2 wins, But I think definitely 60 mark, or super close to it.
55 would be the lowest.
55.
I go 50.
I think that's what Vegas is opening it up. Is
55.
A lot of people are saying we're going to be around 55 wins.
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to be better than that.
I'm excited to see what the Lakers do. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. All right. So,
55. 55. Yeah, I definitely think we're going to be better than that. Yeah, that'll be interesting. All right, so let's break down the Memphis Grizzlies preseason game a little bit. What do you guys think our lineup going into that will be? Just a quick thing, and then who are you guys excited to see on the Rockets and the Grizzlies? Just give me kind of what you're looking forward to about that.
Well, it's good to see Mike Conley back. Really nice guy, good player. So it's good to see him fully healthy. I've always been a Marcus Gasol fan as well, just because I could always appreciate a nice little post player. So I like his little mid-range jumpers and some of his post work. So I'm excited to see Marcus Gasol again. Also, I'm excited to see Chandler Parsons too, just because we all have history with him. So it'll be to see Chandler running around out there. But you know what? As you look at it, the Grizzlies, considering how bad they are, but they still have they brought in some nice talent. I like some of their young talent that they brought in, especially I like Dylan Brooks a lot and Javon Carter, defensive menace from West Virginia. So they've got some nice pieces.
I'm really excited to see Dylan Brooks. Yeah, because I think, well, again, he was one of our second-round picks last year. And again, this is, I was so happy, dude. I was playing 2K a lot leading up to that, and I was like, this Dylan Brooks guy is pretty raw in 2K. Like, I really feel like he'll be pretty good in the league. And then we traded him, and I was like, shoot, I guess that kind of sucks.
What
But
did we trade him for again?
like future, like another second-round pick, I think. Future second-round pick. That's a very Morey thing to do. So like I said, I'm excited to see him. I'm really excited to also see Jaren Jackson Jr. His debut. I'm really excited to see Jaren Jackson Jr.'s debut with the Grizzlies. I'm excited to see that.
But I do think we'll win the first preseason game. The team's looking good right now in training camp. We're going to be coming off firing on all cylinders. So I think we'll be all right.
Yeah. I think it's a dub as well. Definitely dub.
yeah,
All right, guys. So that is our second episode of Orbital. This one's a lot shorter than the first one, just because we had less to talk about. Next week we'll recap all of the games from next week. Thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like on it. Comment what your thoughts are below. What is your take on the Jimmy Butler situation? Let us know. We'll see y'all next time.